Joining me now from Canberra is our Sky News political reporter, Jen Beshwadi. Jen, we're talking about Craig Kelly, aren't we?
Right, he's definitely caused a bit of a stir here, Peter. He is the coalition, well, the chairman of the coalition's climate committee, and last night on Sky News he says that 1 in 4 Australians can't afford their power prices. This will mean that in turn their power is disconnected and they then can't afford to keep warm during the winter. Craig Kelly says that this will lead to deaths, and he says that it's because of the government's focus on renewable energy and the cost of renewable energy. He says something needs to be done. Here are his comments.
I know this is something we really can't make light of, because it is true.
It is true.
People will die this winter because of policies that we have to subsidise renewable energy.
Now, it has caused some criticism, Peter. Deputy Prime Minister and the Nationals leader Barnaby Joyce on Sky News this morning says that he doesn't agree with the concept that people will die as a result of renewable energy, but he does agree that there is an issue with power prices. And Nationals Minister Keith Pitt on the morning shift with Tom Connell this morning also agrees with that concept.
Now, our first focus is going to be make sure that people can afford power. Now, I suppose that's one of the issues that Craig was discussing. Now, whether I agree with the idea that we're responsible for the death of people, no, I don't. But I do absolutely believe that you've got to make sure that you are responsible in how you deliver a policy so that you can get affordable power through to people.
Craig Kelly's a good friend of mine. I know him well, and I think he's absolutely passionate about getting electricity prices down in this country. I know how you go about that. Well, that's up to the individual. But I think the point that needs to be made is there's been a massive increase in things like disconnection for non-payment of bills. We have pretty much the agricultural sector telling us for some years that they just can't afford the price to pump water onto irrigated crops. We have many, many industries across the country now coming to the absolute crunch point, and it does need to be dealt with.
The Liberal backbencher went a bit further on Sky News last night. He told Rowan Dean and Ross Cameron that Australia should follow America and pull out of the Paris Agreement.
The simple question is, should we be in Paris?
Well, remember, the US, the Paris Agreement...
Just a yes or a no. Just a yes or a no will be good.
No.
No. Thank you. Thank you.
A Greens energy spokesperson, the climate spokesman, Adam Band, has released a statement today. He called Craig Kelly another ideologue, saying that coal kills people, renewables save lives. And Shadow Energy Minister Mark Butler said that Mr Kelly's comments were insulting. He accused him of scaremongering. He also is urging the government to implement and move forward with climate policy and implement recommendations from Chief Scientist Dr Alan Finkel. This will ultimately lead to power prices decreasing, as Dr Finkel said the implementation of a clean energy target would actually drop energy prices by $90 a year for households. That's about $1,000 a decade if this recommendation is implemented. Now, it is something that will be discussed tomorrow at the COAG meeting of energy ministers in Brisbane, Peter.